What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. We are back today. We've got our fake bangs in. We've got our NORVINA mini palettes and we are ready to roll. Every time I wear these bangs, I get a bunch of comments asking where I got them, but there's always like one or two that are just like really angry that fake bangs exist for some reason. It's always like,
bangs because they are fake and I don't like that they are fake and they look fake because they are fake and you're fake and everything about you is fake.
But quite frankly, I'm afraid to cut real ones, so you're just gonna have to deal with it. We have two looks today with the NORVINA mini palettes. Obviously, these are part of the new ABH NORVINA line of products, which is like their more adventurous brand inside the ABH brand, which I'm a big fan of conceptually, but we'll see today if I'm as big a fan of these palettes as I was with the three original full-size palettes. I'll link all of my videos with those palettes in the description down below because I've already done like 4 videos on them. Some of them I loved and one of them I just thought was okay, but for the most part I really enjoyed those releases. So these have a lot to live up to today. As always, I'll link everything down below. I'll timestamp everything down below. I don't think there's anything else you need to know today, but don't forget to leave a like on this video if you don't mind taking a second. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to call your mother because she's been complaining about it. That's more a note to myself than anything else. Sorry, Mom. And don't forget to change the oil on your car because it's very easy to forget about that and you will regret it later, young lady. Basically, I'm going to do a look with each of these today, and then at the end, I'll do a little review of them in general and also let you guys know which one of them I liked better. So that's all we need to talk about. Let's get into the first look with Mini Volume 1. First look, I'm going to go with the NORVINA Mini Volume 1. That is this black and white one with a little chevron print on the front. The inside looks like this. When these were first released, I thought that maybe they were going to be mini versions of the Volume 1 in the large size and Volume 2 in the large size, if that makes sense, but it doesn't seem to be the case. This little lady, she's her own person. When I have my fake bangs in and I pull my hair back to do my makeup, it like leaves these little pieces because they're there to blend your bangs in with your hair, but it looks like just like a giant sideburn until my hair is back down again. It's like bang burns. I don't like it. But I'm in the mood to have bangs today, so such is life. I'm gonna have the bang burns. I guess it's better than having actual sideburns. I have those too, by the way. I just wax them off. I'm gonna start the look with a Morphe M433 brush. I'm gonna go into the shade C1. I'm gonna start putting that through my crease. I'm just gonna tap out my primer for a sec first because I have been sitting here procrastinating for a little bit and it definitely settled into the lines of my eye. I'm gonna grab a MAC 221S brush. I'm gonna go into C2, put that through the more direct center of the crease. These shades are giving me a lot of pigment, but also a major fallout moment. So I definitely would recommend not concealing until after we do our eyes with this palette so far. I'm gonna grab my little NABLA pencil brush and I'm gonna go back into C2. I'm gonna pop that on the outer corner of the lid. I went ahead and wiped away a little bit of the shadow that came too far down because it was like out of control. I'm gonna grab a little bit of my BOING Cakeless Concealer in shade 4 and use that to cut a little creasy area for myself here. I feel like that's gonna probably bring this look together. I am noticing that as I'm blending this particular palette, it's not giving me as even coverage as the shades from the regular sized ones did. I didn't really have any issues with them whatsoever. This is not terrible, especially for a purple that's matte and like this bright, but it takes a little bit of finagling to get it to look even. Who invented the word finagle? Is it a word? What is the finagle? Why do I say it if I don't even know what it means? Like, I know what it means, but like I don't know why it means that. Just gonna grab my NABLA cut crease maker brush and cut the inner half with that. I'm gonna grab this small brush. This is a MAC 228S brush, and I'm gonna go into A1, which is bright matte coral, and I'm gonna press that over the inner portion of where we cut that crease. Next, I'm gonna go into B1 and do exactly the same thing, just a little bit further over. I just cleaned that brush off on a color switch and I'm gonna go into A3, which is a matte with a little bit of glitter in it. Sort of reminds me of the sequin shades in the Tarte palette. I'm gonna put that over the end of where I put down that last pink shade. And next, do the same thing with C3. I'm gonna go into the shade B2 on my ring finger, and I'm going to press that over that shade. A little highlight right at the brightest point. All right, I concealed under my eyes. I put so much powder because I was getting a lot of fallout. So far, this is cute, and like I like the color combination, but so far these shades are really difficult to work with, and I don't feel like they're the same as the full-size palettes. Hopefully maybe it's just this one and the second one will be better, but so far I'm not super impressed with the mini volume one. But we're gonna carry on. The show must go on, and we're gonna finish the bottom, and we're gonna make this look cute at the end. It's gonna be very 80s. I'm gonna like that part of it. Am I gonna like the whole experience? Maybe not. I'm gonna grab a Real Techniques shading brush and go into C3, and I'm going to buff that into the lower lash line. Of all the darker purpley shades in this palette, this one seems to perform the best so far. It's mostly C1 and 2 that are just, they're not doing it for me. I'm gonna grab a clean blending brush and blend the edge of that out. For the waterline, I'm gonna grab the Urban Decay 24/7 pencil in the color Alkaline because I think it'd be nice to continue that burgundy shade that we put on the lower lash line into the waterline itself. And on a clean pencil brush, I'm gonna go into B2 again, and I'm gonna use that to highlight the inner corner. All right, I'm gonna go add some skin and lashes, and then we will finish this up with a lip. All right, I put on House of Lashes Midnight Luxe. Everything always looks better when you put lashes on. I don't know why that is. If anybody has a scientific reason for why that happens, please drop it in a comment, because it really, oh God, the difference it makes. Now, I'm not 100% satisfied with this look, to be honest, but I think in general, the idea of it, the layout of it, the color scheme of it, it's cute, it's fun. Just something about those purples, just no matter what I'm doing, looks a little muddy, and the pinks too, as a matter of fact. It's like only like 85% there. I want to keep it very, very simple for the lip, because sometimes if you wear like a really bright cut, kind of structured eye, it just looks so good to pair it with like just like the wash of gloss, you know? What I'm gonna use today is the Fenty Gloss Bomb in the shade Fussy, which I've just found out recently my sister calls the shade Fussy. Some things you just can't unsee. I'll never read it as Fussy ever again. And this is the first look. All right, for look number 2, we're using the Mini Volume 2 palette. The packaging on this one speaks directly to my soul. Honestly, if they put this on a t-shirt, I would absolutely wear it, like 100%. A hoodie, whatever, it doesn't matter. To start, I'm gonna grab my BH number 6, and I'm gonna go into shade A2, which is kind of like this little pistachio kind of a shade. I'm gonna start by working that through my crease. Toward the end, I'm gonna flick that shape out because I want it to be a little bit more lifted. I'm gonna grab my Sigma E36 brush, and I'm gonna go into B3. I'm gonna use that to deepen the crease, but I'm gonna make it higher than the natural crease because I'm gonna cut the center, I think. I haven't quite decided yet, but in case I do want to, that'll give me the option to make it like a higher faux crease than my natural one. But I don't think I'm gonna bring that shape with the darker shade all the way down to the lash line like I would normally. I think I'm gonna fill that in with the more minty green and kind of have that be like a contour across the top, if that makes sense. Happier so far with the way these are performing than the last palette, for sure. I'm gonna take a pencil brush and go back into A2, right onto the outer corner of the eye, and sweep it up into the shape that we just built. So it's like the triangle on the outside, but only defined at the top. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the inner corner. For the center, I'm gonna use a little bit of concealer to just cut out a space right here and where we left it open with no shadow. So that way we can give like a little bit of a nice structured spot to put down one of these lovely shimmers that's in here. So I'm grabbing that same concealer and the same NABLA brush that I used for the first look, but this time I'm just doing it right in the middle here. So just gonna tap over the edge of that concealer to blend it with my finger. With my MAC 217 brush, I'm gonna go into C2, a little minty shimmer. I'm just gonna start by packing that onto the center of the lid, and I'm gonna bring it up and edge it up against that concealer that we put down. And now just to make sure that this is nice and crisp in the shape that I've made here, which I like a lot, by the way. I don't think I've done a shape quite like this before. I'm gonna go back into B3 on a Sigma EO6 winged liner brush, and this brush is really tiny and great for defining the edge of things. So I'm just gonna go around the edge of that concealer cut just to darken that up, so that way it's like nice and defined, like the difference between those two areas. You could also use this step to like rework the shape a little bit if you found that you didn't do it to your liking. I was taking a little bit more of B3 on a pencil brush and just bringing it into the inner corners of the eye. I don't want to define the outer corner because I want that shape to stay that way. But on the inside corner, I feel like that will help the center of the eye pop forward a little bit more and create a little bit of depth in the shadows that we put down. And that was the move. I'm glad I did it. Concealer and powder are in place. For the lower lash line, I want to bring in the other colors in this palette. So I'm going to dip into C1 on a LUXE 141 mini. I'm going to buff that into the outer half of the lower lash line. I'm kind of using the edge of that brush to create the shape. And on a clean 111 mini, very similar shape, I'm gonna go into B1 and I'm gonna buff that into the inner portion of the lower lash line. On a clean pencil brush, I'm gonna go into B2, which is the only neutral-esque shade in this whole palette. I'm just gonna pack a tiny amount of that right onto the tear duct area. For the waterline, I think for this shape, the best way to handle it is going to be making it very bright and clean. So I'm just gonna pick up my favorite nude pencil at the moment. This is the Tarte Fake Awake pencil. All right, now I'm just gonna add some mascara and lashes, finish up the skin, and we can add a lip to complete this look. So I put on House of Lashes Stella Luxe, still a favorite. God, I love these lashes so much. I feel like they just add so much to a look. I do want to pair this look with a glossy nude, a lot like the last look, but this time around, I want it to be a little bit more structured, and I want it to be like glossy just in the center, very, very pale. So what I'm gonna do is align my lips with the NABLA lip pencil in the color Rosy Magnolia. And then just in the center, I'm gonna put some of the Bite Beauty French Press Lip Gloss in the color Flat White. This one is way too pale for my lips just by itself, but as like a center highlight, oh, the flavor. And this is the second look using Volume 2. If you've been paying attention to this video at all, you know there is a clear winner in my opinion as far as which one of these I like better. Volume 2, hands down, is the better palette in my opinion, not only for the color selection, because these colors I just find more interesting. I think we all have about a million pinks and purples in our life at this point. I don't personally have a ton of minty shades like this, and I certainly don't have them mixed in with like yellows and pinks and oranges, so I think that this one is definitely more interesting, but also, just as we saw demonstratively throughout the looks in this video, this one definitely performed a lot better. The Volume 1, it's not a terrible palette, but some of the shades in here are definitely on the powdery side and just kind of sat very dry looking on my lids. That is not what I've come to expect from this line in general, so I was a little bit surprised about it. This one, however, seems to be on par with the larger palettes as far as the quality is concerned, so I have no complaints there. I think this palette is fantastic if you've been looking to play with the interesting color stories in these NORVINA palettes, but you didn't want to spring for the full-size one. Personally, if I had to make a recommendation, I would say instead of buying, especially if you're thinking about buying both of these, I would think that your better bet would be to pick one of the 3 full-size NORVINA palettes figure out which one of those has a color scheme that speaks to you and then choose that, unless you just want one of these, and then I would definitely recommend mini number 2. At the end of the day, I am happy with how both looks turned out for the most part. I did struggle a bit with the look from volume 1 though. Leave me a comment down below, let me know, did you pick these up? Did you have a similar experience? Which one of these calls to you as far as the color story is concerned? Would you rather just save your money for like a little bit longer and go for one of the full-size palettes? Let me know what you think. I'd love to know your opinion in the comments down below. Please don't forget to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, because it's very helpful to me and I really appreciate it. And also, if you are new around here, go ahead and subscribe for more videos just like this, for fun things. We have some holiday collections coming up if I'm not mistaken, and I'm very excited for those. If you want to keep up with me between videos, go ahead and find me on Instagram. I'm at Ms. Quinface over there. I post all sorts of fun stuff on my feed. I also keep you guys updated on my stories. You also get a little bit more like behind the scenes casual stuff. So if you're into that kind of thing, come find me over there. I would love to have you. I think that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you hanging out with me and talking about makeup today. And I will see you in the next one. Start to grab my Hey, you snorting? Can't reach it. Can't reach.